Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. Today we are going to take a look at the Purified Pages of the Black. So let's get this party started. So as you can see, I was able to rank it up to rank 100. The way I was able to do that was that I had to sacrifice 2 of my artifacts. I had to sacrifice Grimbor's Chain and the Parasite Power Harness. Now those were 2 artifacts that I did not really use anymore, so I thought may as well use them to upgrade the Pages of the Black. Sadly from artifacts, we only get 50% of the experience, so I had to sacrifice 2 rank 200 artifacts to be able to upgrade the Pages of the Black to rank 200. And afterwards, I had to use a whole bunch of my alternate characters to purchase the catalyst I needed. And basically, I had a whole bunch of source marks on a whole bunch of characters, so I had to cycle through all my characters to be able to purchase the catalysts. So all the source marks I was saving for a rainy day, that was the day. So with Pages of the Black, let's start with the Edict of Premonition. So while in combat and current health is above 50% of maximum health, gain 1 stack of Edict Premonition each second, as the necrotic energies siphon your life force, damaging you in return for greater power. So in a nutshell, you sacrifice some of your health in exchange to a whole bunch of stat buffs for your character. So as mentioned, you gain 1 stack every 1 second, a maximum of 10 stack. And the self damage is 1% of maximum health per stack, so it'll be 10% maximum. Early on, I think the self damage is 30% of your health, which is quite a bit. But you will get bonus vitalization, precision, restoration, and defense of 3% per stack. So 10 stacks, that means 30% vitalization, 30% precision, 30% restoration, and 30% defense. And the same for incoming healing, although incoming healing it's 4.5%, so again times 10 stacks, 45% of incoming healing, and 45% of might as well. But if you do use a weapon buff, you will get some additional stats, and you will get some temporary immunity to self-damage. So the precision buff will be 35%, and it will last 14 seconds. And the immunity to damage lasts 5 seconds. Although using your shields will be a better option to protect you from the self-damage, so if we take a look at the Edict of Retribution, using a shield ability grants damage reflection and temporary immunity to self-damage. So here at maximum rank, the damage reflection will be 20% of your precision, and the damage reflection duration is 24 seconds. And the immunity duration will be 12 seconds. Sadly, there is a 15 seconds cooldown. So you will have a 3 seconds window where you will have to wait to cast a shield so that you can get the immunity and the damage reflection. Yeah, that was a lot of reading and a lot of blah blah blah. Let's go into battle, it'll make a bit more sense. And I will leave the combat parser for people who like that kind of stuff. So when you activate your weapon buff, you can see it gives you immunity from the self damage, but that lasts only for 5 seconds. And there are some shields that will protect you from the damage, so you will be protected, at least for a while, until your shield is gone, obviously. Let's try that again. So you can see the damage coming in. So let's cast a shield to give us ourselves immunity. So the shield is gone, and so is the immunity. So let's cast 1 shield. So the first shield will give us the immunity. If we stay in battle. And then if you cast the shield right away, as soon as the immunity ends, sadly you do not get the immunity. Although the shield will still protect you from damage for a short while. So there is a 3 second window after your immunity expired before you have to wait before you can cast another shield if you want to have the immunity. What you could decide to do is cycle through 2 shields in order not to get the damage. So 2 shields should allow you to be able to, one shield will give you the immunity, the other one will just protect you from the incoming damage. If you're wondering why I was gaining health, it was because of the Clarion. The Clarion will be a good combo with that artifact. Let's put Scrap the Skull Cloak to replace it. So let's try that again. So let's use our first shield to gain the immunity. I'm just attacking to stay in battle. So if we cast the other shield right away, as you can see, we do not have the immunity. We're still protected from damage thanks to our shield, but there's a 3-second window where we have to wait if we want to have the immunity again. Let's use our shield. And then let's use our weapon buff. So ideally you will want to cycle between your shield and your weapon buff to be able to keep the immunity. And to keep also the various bonuses, either the bonus to precision or the reflect damage. Let us see if I can get the timing right. So let's summon our shield. So we pretty much have 3 attacks and a half and 1.5 for the buff, for the weapon buff. So 1, 2, 3.5, and then we cast a weapon buff, 1.5, and then we can cast the shield again. Oh, and as you saw, we did take a little bit of damage, so we did not get the timing quite right. It'll take some getting used to. So again, what you could do is that you could cycle through 2 different shields. So you start the weapon buff, we start the shield, and when the shield is gone, we cast a second shield and the weapon buff. So here you can see the stats of my character before I get any of the buffs. So here you can see the stats with the weapon buff. So it was quite a boost to most of our stats, but most especially to precision. So again, depending on the shield, some shield will protect you really well against the damage. And there are some shields that don't offer you all that much protection, like the shield from the white mod. So it does protect you a little bit, but there is some damage that goes through. Now, what if you want to use the artifact as a controller? Here we're going to have to sacrifice our brand of Hecate. Let's equip Clarion as well, because why not? So here we can start Precision 174 and our Vitalization 254. So give us 360 Precision and 301 Vitalization. And we even add a boost thanks to Temporal Extortion. Although, as a DPS, I get 457 Precision. Now, obviously, we just got the artifact, so it'll probably take a while before we actually get the hang of it. Overall, it seems to be an artifact that seems to be made a little bit for everyone. Although, you probably need some sort of a self-healing in order to be able to use it in solo play. So either a healer character, a fire tank with a self-healing, or someone using the Clarion, or in group missions, the healer could be the one healing you back. So obviously this is a brand new artifact, so we did not get the chance to play with it all that much. I would be curious to try it out with a healer character, or with a fire tank character. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see for that one. If you have any questions about the artifact, or heck, if you have any suggestions, let us know in the comment section down below. And once I do get to play some more with the artifact, I'll probably make another video to talk about it, and I will address your questions, comments, and more. I guess we'll have to wait and see.